For more on Pope Leo's landmark publication, I want to bring in Charles Collins, Editor-in-Chief of Crux Now. Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, in the first major theological document of his papacy, Pope Leo warns about artificial intelligence, calling for it to be disarmed, putting AI at the very centre of his first encyclical. How significant is this, and how exactly does AI get disarmed?
That's a good question, because no one really knows what's happening with AI. This document was very open. He didn't throw AI out the window. What he said was we have to make sure it's governed properly. And right now, technology seems to be working on its own. You have people running companies are just making decisions and seeing where they go. And I think that's what is concerning Pope Leo. He wants people to be able to make these decisions together as opposed to being governed by the tech industry.
And in calling for AI to be disarmed, Pope Leo's aim is to prevent AI from dominating humanity, particularly when it comes to its use in warfare. The Pope says AI should be subject to the most rigorous ethical constraints. And the co-founder of Anthropic, Chris Olah, echoed those same concerns at the Vatican Monday. But are other tech bosses listening, do you think?
No, I don't think they're listening. I think they're fascinated by the technology and they're seeing what they can do as opposed to seeing if they should be doing it. He made this statement about disarming AI, and I think people of my age at least remember that movie War Games. And that's what's concerning a lot of people is when you put AI in charge, AI doesn't have a conscience. But sometimes we think it does because of the way it's programmed. It's programmed to look like it has a conscience, but it doesn't. And I think that's the biggest concern that Pope Leo is raising.
And the Pope also touches on the just war concept, calling it outdated. He says military force should only be used for self-defense in the strictest sense. Is that a message specifically for President Trump and his war with Iran, do you think?
No, I think it's this has been done since World War II. The introduction of nuclear weapons changed the way just war theory is observed in the Catholic Church. Because anything could rise to nuclear arms being used, we're very conscious. We don't want that to happen. And also, you look at something like Iran, people will make arguments that we're trying to stop them from having nuclear weapons. But you look at the number of civilians who have been killed in these attacks. You look at how the negotiations are going right now, that they don't seem like they're actually preventing anything. What was the use of that war? And I think that's what the Pope is saying. Well, if we look at these wars, do the outcomes really justify the damage that's done?
And Pope Leo also offers an apology for the Catholic Church's delay in denouncing slavery. Why do you think he's doing that now? And is he offering perhaps a path for the US government to follow suit and do the same?
Well, I think he's offering it now because there is a new kind of slavery that is emerging, usually affecting women, but also affecting children. And how you define slavery has always been an interesting debate within the Catholic Church and the world itself. If you're being made to work for 12 hours a day in order to be able to feed your family, is that a sort of slavery? And these are the debates that people are having now, and he wants to make sure the Catholic Church is on the right side of history.
And in the end, what impact do you think his encyclical will have ultimately on the population, certainly the Catholic population across the globe?
I'm not sure these documents ever have a lot of influence. And this one was a bit verbose and tangential. He talked about a lot of things in it. He didn't really even get into AI until about the second half of the document. I think what he said was we need to talk about it. And it's how that conversation goes that people are going to be influenced by. I'm not sure the document itself is actually going to be influential on its own. It's what happens in the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. What does the church say and what does AI do in that time? And that's when we're going to find out what influence the church is going to have on the AI issue.
Charles Collins, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.